Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Rupinder Kaur Chawla with the midday news. The headlines. Prime Minister and senior BJP leader Narendra Modi launches his election campaign for Bihar Assembly elections from Sasaram, says opposition is misleading people on new farm laws. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi holds 2 rallies. BSP chief Mayawati addresses election meeting in Kaimur today. COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 89.53%. Active caseload of country falls below 7 lakh for the first time after nearly 2 months. Mahasaptami is being celebrated across the country with religious fervour and gaiety. And in IPL cricket, Chennai Super Kings to clash with Mumbai Indians in Sharjah today. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister and senior BJP leader Narendra Modi has said the voters of Bihar have taken a resolve that they won't let those who have a history of making the state Bimaru come near them. He was addressing his first rally to launch the electoral campaign for the state assembly elections at Dehri on Son in Sasaram today.
हर चुनाव में ऐसा भी होता है जब कुछ लोग भ्रम फैलाने के लिए 1-2 चेहरों को अचानक बड़ा दिखाने लग जाते हैं। कभी किसी नई शक्ति के उभरने की बातें फैलाई जाती है, लेकिन इसका मतदान पर कोई असर नहीं पड़ता। बिहार का मतदाता तो इतना समझदार है कि वो भ्रम फैलाने वालों की हर कोशिश को खुद ही नाकाम कर रहा है। बिहार के लोगों ने ठान लिया है कि जिनका इतिहास बिहार को बीमारू बनाने का है, उन्हें आस-पास भी नहीं फटकने देंगे।
Mr. Modi said the NDA government abrogated Article 370, but the opposition wants it back. He categorically said the government is firm on this decision. He said the opposition is also misguiding people over the new farm laws. Mr. Modi said Mandi and MSP are excuses. The opposition wants to save the brokers and middlemen. He said the people who once ruled Bihar are again looking at the developing state with their greedy eyes. But Bihar must not forget who pushed them backward. That was the time when there was worsening law and order situation and corruption in the state. He exhorted people to vote for the National Democratic Alliance to speed up the ongoing development works in the state. Mr. Modi said the Nitish Kumar-led NDA government in the state is essential for the prosperity of the people of the state. He congratulated the people of Bihar for their strong fight against COVID-19. Addressing another election meeting at Gaya, Mr. Narendra Modi slammed the Mahagathbandhan for supporting Naxals. He said in the last few years, a lot of efforts and strict actions have been taken to limit the activities of Naxals in the country. Naxal presence has now been restricted to limited areas. Mr. Modi further said the NDA is committed to empowering Bihar. He said the opposition is rattled by development measures undertaken by the NDA government.
बौद्ध सर्किट योजना के तहत गया जी, बौद्ध गया जी में भी जरूरी सुविधाओं को बढ़ाने पर जोर दिया जा रहा है। बौद्ध गया जी में अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर का एयरपोर्ट बनने के बाद तो यहां आने वाले टूरिस्टों को और ज्यादा आसानी होगी। एनडीए सरकार कुशीनगर में भी इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट बनवा रही है।
Mr. Modi will be holding rally in Bhagalpur later. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi also launched his campaign in Bihar today. Addressing rally in Nawada district, he criticized central government on the issue of farm laws. Mr. Gandhi will also address rally in Bhagalpur districts. BSP Supremo Mayawati will address election meeting in Kaimur. 71 seats spread over 16 districts will go to polls in the first phase on the 28th of this month. Meanwhile, today is the last day of withdrawal of nominations for the third and final phase of assembly elections in the state. In this phase, total 1,249 nominations have been declared valid after the scrutiny for the 78 constituencies spread over 15 districts. The polling will be held on 7th of November for this phase. For the by-poll of Valmiki Nagar Lok Sabha constituency, 7 nominations have been found valid. For the by-poll, polling will also be held simultaneously on 7th of next month. Campaigning has reached its peak for the first phase of elections as only 3 days are left in closing of campaigning. Stalwarts, senior leaders and star campaigners of all political parties are leaving no stone unturned to woo the voters. More from our correspondent.
Senior RJD leader Tejasvi Prasad Yadav alleged that the 15 years of tenure of Nitish Kumar-led government is an era of betrayal with youth and poor. He was addressing a rally in Koch in Gaya. Lok Janshakti Party President Chirag Paswan addressed a public meeting at Chakai in Jamui. He blamed that corruption is prevalent in every government department. Mr. Paswan said if voted to power, it will be curbed. Addressing rallies in support of CPI-ML candidate senior leader Dipankar Bhattacharya said people of Bihar want change and this election will witness ouster of NDA from the state. Jan Adhikar Party Chief Appu Yadav also addressed multiple rallies in support of party candidates. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Patna.
Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad and senior BJP leader claimed Nitish Kumar-led NDA government will be constituted after the Bihar Assembly elections. Talking to reporters in Patna today, Mr. Prasad said free corona vaccine will be distributed among people of Bihar with assistance of the centre.
कोरोना वैक्सीन जब बन जाएगी, बिहार में हमारी सरकार बन रही है, तो बिहार सरकार केंद्र सरकार के साथ सहयोग कर बिहार के कोरोना पीड़ित लोगों को ये वैक्सीन मुफ्त उपलब्ध कराएगी और जो कोरोना पीड़ित नहीं भी हैं उनके लिए भी उपलब्ध रहेगा। ये बहुत ही सीधा हमारा संकल्प है, लेकिन सबसे आश्चर्य लग रहा है कुछ लोग इसको कह रहे हैं राजनीतिक मुद्दा है, तो क्या स्वास्थ्य की सेवा के लिए संकल्प करना चुनाव में नहीं होना चाहिए?
India's indigenous COVID-19 vaccine candidate Covaxin, developed by Bharat Biotech in collaboration with the Indian Council of Medical Research ICMR, has received the nod for phase 3 clinical trials in the country. The subject expert committee, which functions under the Drug Regulator, Drug Controller General of India, has given approval for the last phase of clinical trials with certain conditions. In the third phase of trials, which is proposed to begin in the first week of next month, the potential vaccine candidate will be tested on over 28,000 people aged 18 years and above. These tests will be conducted across 10 states and 19 sites, including Delhi, Mumbai, Patna and Lucknow, among others. Besides, Bharat Biotech's Covaxin, another indigenously developed vaccine candidate by Zydus Cadila Limited, is also in phase 2 of human clinical trials. India has achieved a significant milestone in its fight against COVID. The active caseload of the country has fallen below 7 lakh for the first time after nearly 2 months. The total positive cases in the country today are 6,95,509, which comprises nearly 8.96% of the total reported cases. With a high number of COVID patients recovering every day along with a steadily falling and sustained low mortality rate, India's trend of registering decreasing active cases continues. India is also reporting a high number of recoveries. The total recovered cases are nearly 70 lakh, and the difference between active cases and recovered cases is also consistently increasing. The recovered cases are nearly 10 times more than the active cases. Nearly 74,000 patients recovered and were discharged in the last 24 hours, whereas the new confirmed cases reported in the same time span stood at nearly 54,000. The national recovery rate has further progressed to 89.53%.
In Telangana, 1,421 new cases of COVID-19 have reported during the past 24 hours. With this, the total COVID cases in the state has gone up to 2,29,001. The state conducted over 38,000 tests yesterday. The recovery rate reported at 90.53%, with 1,221 more people recovering yesterday. In Himachal Pradesh, 223 fresh COVID-19 cases were registered during the last 24 hours, taking the total positive tally in the state to 19,844. However, 231 patients have also recovered from the disease yesterday. The total number of recoveries in the state stands at 16,914. On the other hand, deaths due to COVID-19 in the state rose to 279. Maximum 60 deaths each have been reported from Kangra and Shimla district. Currently, 2,623 active cases are being treated in the state.
In Madhya Pradesh, the number of COVID-19 cases in the state climbed to more than 1,64,000 after 1,045 new cases were reported in the past 24 hours. With 14 patients succumbing to infection, the death toll rose to 2,842. More from our correspondent.
As per the State Health Bulletin, 1,271 coronavirus patients were discharged from the hospitals in the past 24 hours, taking the number of recovered cases in the state to around 1,49,000. There are now 12,126 active cases in Madhya Pradesh. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan announced the corona vaccine will be made available free of cost to every citizen of Madhya Pradesh. The state government has also started preparations regarding the distribution of corona vaccine. Sources inform that private hospitals have been given a form made by the government in which they have to fill the information from doctors to class 4th employees. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Maharashtra, the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation is strictly implementing the use of mask policy and not leaving any stone unturned to let people move in public places without a mask. The civic body has collected 1,65 lakh fine from the people who are not wearing masks. 82% of the action was taken within the last 21 days. A report.
Steady decline was seen in number of COVID cases in Mumbai as well as in the state in last few days. As the phases of unlock are unfolding, there is sharp rise in number of people in public places like roads, railway stations, shops, markets and other places. In this situation, civic body is continuously requesting people to wear masks properly in the public places, and at the same time, it is more vigilant to implement the usage of masks. It has fined more than 82,000 citizens rupees 200 each who did not wear masks in these places since 1st October. This has resulted in increasing the revenue of the BMC and also increasing the discipline among the citizens. Shailesh Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
Professor of Ophthalmology at AIIMS, New Delhi, Dr. Radhika Tandon, says people should not become complacent towards COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, she said the only way to avoid infection is to follow precautions. Dr. Tandon also advised everyone to take special care of elderly family members.
COVID pandemic is still raging across the country and the world. Some of us may have become complacent. However, as a medical professional, I like to say that this disease must not be taken lightly. Because even if you are not badly affected, but your irresponsibility can actually be life-threatening for someone else. So the simple thing to avoid the infection is to wear a mask whenever you step out of the house, and even inside the house if you are meeting an elderly person, and do not go close to anybody. So you have to maintain a minimum distance of 2 meters. And the third thing is repeated hand washing properly, thoroughly with soap and water. Where soap and water is not easily available, then you please use the sanitizer.
The News Services Division of All India Radio, in its bilingual live phone-in program tonight, will bring you a special discussion on COVID-19. Dr. Raman R. Gangakhedkar, former head scientist in the Epidemiology and Communicable Diseases Division of ICMR, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the expert on toll-free telephone number 1800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on a Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts by #AskAIR. This can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates. You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister and senior BJP leader Narendra Modi launches his election campaign for Bihar Assembly elections from Sasaram. Says opposition is misleading people on new farm laws. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi holds 2 rallies. BSP chief Mayawati addresses election meeting in Kaimur today. COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 89.53%. Active caseload of country falls below 7 lakh for the first time after nearly 2 months. Mahasaptami is being celebrated across the country with religious fervour and gaiety. And in IPL cricket, Chennai Super Kings to clash with Mumbai Indians in Sharjah today. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. Mahasaptami is being celebrated across the country with religious fervour and gaiety. Today is Mahasaptami Puja of the 5-day Durgotsav. The puja began in the morning in all temples, ashrams and community pandals with Vedic hymns, playing of conch or shank and beating of drums. In Tripura, Durga Puja festival is being held amid COVID-19 pandemic and strict health guidelines. However, less number of devotees are visiting temples and pandals. Around 2,000 community pujas are being organized across the state. Our correspondent reports that amid drizzling since morning, devotees assembled in various pandals to offer puja and pushpanjali. They were wearing face cover and following physical distance from one another. The government has imposed strict guidelines for all community pujas and public to prevent further spread of infection of the virus. Superintendent of Police Shailesh Yadav said as a preventive measure, the night curfew has been lifted to avoid larger crowds during non-curfew time. Also, the Director of Health Services, Dr. Subhashish Deb Barma, made an appeal for all to follow COVID-appropriate behavior and try to enjoy puja staying at home. Devotees across Kerala are celebrating Durgashtami today. Our correspondent has filed this report.
Today evening, the auspicious ceremony of Puja Vaip will begin. Students will keep their books and study material and workers their tools for puja, seeking the divine blessing of Goddess Saraswati. The Puja Vaip will be held in all major temples, cultural centers and homes following strict COVID protocol. Special pujas will be held on Mahanavami tomorrow. On Monday, the Vijayadashami day, the books and implements will be removed, known as the Puja Edippu ceremony. Vijayadashami is also celebrated as Vidyarambam Day in Kerala, on which the kids are initiated into the world of letters and knowledge. Amid rising COVID cases in the state, authorities had issued detailed instructions to be followed during this festive time. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan had urged the public to conduct Vidyarambam preferably in one's own home. Pregnant women, children below age 10 and elderlies above 65 years are advised to remain safe in home and to stay away from celebrations. Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
This is All India Radio giving you the news.
देखिए फिल्म जगत के कई मशहूर कलाकारों के साथ भगवान श्री राम के जन्म स्थान अयोध्या से रामलीला डीडी नेशनल पर लाइव 17 से 25 अक्टूबर रोज शाम 7 बजे से रात 10 बजे तक और इसका पुनः प्रसारण 18 से 26 अक्टूबर डीडी भारती पर सुबह 9 बजे से दोपहर 12 बजे तक और दोपहर 3 बजे से शाम 6 बजे तक डीडी नेशनल पर.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will virtually inaugurate 3 key projects in Gujarat tomorrow. He will also launch the Kisan Suryodaya Yojana for the farmers of Gujarat. He will inaugurate the pediatric heart hospital attached with the UN Mehta Institute of Cardiology and Research Center and a mobile application for telecardiology at the Ahmedabad Civil Hospital in Ahmedabad. Mr. Modi will also inaugurate the ropeway at Girnar on the occasion. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy has urged the Railway Ministry to resume operation of the suburban rail services in Chennai at the earliest. In a letter to Railway Minister Piyush Goyal, he said the resumption of the electric multiple unit EMUs in and around Chennai will greatly help the general public and quickly revive the local economy. He has also pointed out that the state government has already permitted public transport and that the Chennai Metro rail services are currently in operation. In Karnataka, Deputy Chief Minister and Minister for Higher Education, Dr. C.N. Ashwath Narayan has announced commencement of offline degree colleges from 17th of November. Speaking to media persons in Bengaluru today after a high-level meeting chaired by the Chief Minister, Dr. Ashwath Narayan said that degree, diploma and engineering colleges will begin offline classes according to the guidelines issued by University Grants Commission. More from our correspondent.
Dr. C.N. Ashwath Narayan announced today the reopening of degree colleges in the state. He said all precautions will be taken to receive students willing to attend the classes in person. They will have to register their willingness with the written consent of the parents to attend the classes. Depending on the number of students, a task force headed by Deputy Commissioner will model the sitting arrangements, ensure wearing of masks, social distancing and provide thermal screening. The minister said it could be staggered or batch-wise attendance. The students' hostel will also open, for which standard operating procedure will be introduced. Those not willing to attend the classes will have the option to continue their online classes. The minister said Learning Management System portal will be launched by Chief Minister on November 17th, which he said will revolutionize learning process in the degree colleges. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Using the state-of-the-art facial recognition system, CBSE will enable students to download their digital academic documents of class 10th and 12th. This computer application matches human face from a digital image already stored in the database. The computer and the human interact to map the facial features. In a similar way, a live image of the student will be matched with a photograph on the CBSE admit card already stored in repository, and once successful, the certificate will be emailed to the student. This application is now available on Parinam Manjusha and DigiLocker for all 2020 records. In a boost to organic farming and food production in Sikkim, IFFCO's organic joint venture, Sikkim IFFCO Organics Limited or SIFCO, has initiated construction of 2 integrated food processing units at Rangpo, East Sikkim. The project would be completed by October 2021 at a cost of around 50 crore rupees. More in this report.
Establishment of integrated food processing units in Sikkim is aimed at providing a safer food supply chain to domestic and global consumers. The units would initially process ginger, turmeric, large cardamom and buckwheat, which are the major agricultural products of Sikkim with significant export potential. Sikkim IFFCO Organics would start trading fresh ginger through its agencies in Germany, Italy and other European countries. MOUs for marketing and distribution in North America and Europe have also been signed. All products will be 100% organic certified. This is expected to promote sustainable agriculture and promote green Himalayan economy through Sikkim, which is already recognized as a 100% organic state. With Sector Sarkar, Parijat Sharma from Gangtok for AIR.
The Global Anti-Terror Financing Watchdog Financial Action Task Force, FATF, is expected to announce its decision to whether to keep Pakistan in the grey list or in the black list today. Pakistan has not yet complied with 6 out of the 27 points of the FATF action plan. These 6 points relate to terror financing. The 3-day plenary meet in Paris comes to a close today. FATF President Dr. Marcus Player will brief media on the outcome of FATF planning this evening. The implementation plan to curb money laundering and terror financing was supposed to be put in place by the end of 2019. However, the deadline was extended in the wake of the COVID pandemic.
Director at Society for Policy Studies and noted defense analyst Uday Bhaskar said that the 2+2 ministerial dialogue between Indian Defense and Foreign Minister and the U.S. counterparts scheduled to be held on next Tuesday holds high significance after the recent Quad meet in Tokyo, Japan. He said the meeting is likely to witness signing of few very important defense agreements between the two countries.
The 2 issues that would come up for some degree of progress would be the agreements between India and the United States, and particularly the geospatial agreement, which is referred to as BICA. My sense is that there would be some movement on this. And the second is the deliberations of the foreign ministers in Tokyo, the Quad foreign ministers, had hinted at certain areas where there would be some, again, agreement at the bilateral level. And whatever was said about the Quad in Tokyo, my sense again is that the 2+2 in Delhi would give us some detail about how this particular area, the maritime area domain, would be taken forward, because the US Secretary of State is also likely to visit other capitals in the region in the Indian Ocean.
India will be hosting the dialogue in New Delhi. Briefing media in New Delhi, External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Anurag Srivastava said both sides will also exchange views on regional and international issues. In the U.S. presidential debate, Donald Trump and Joe Biden exchanged barbs over tackling of COVID-19 pandemic. During the debate, U.S. President Trump insisted that COVID-19 would soon go away through medical breakthroughs and pointed to his own recovery. He defended his push to reopen the United States as soon as possible.
Say we're learning to live with it. We have no choice. We can't lock ourselves up in a basement like Joe does. People can't do that. By the way, I, as the president, couldn't do that. I'd love to put myself in the basement or in a beautiful room in the White House and go away for a year and a half until it disappears. I can't do that. And I'd meet a lot of families, including Gold Star families and military families, and I had to meet them. It would be horrible to have canceled everything. And you catch it. I caught it. I learned a lot, and now I recovered. 99% of people recover. We have to open our school, and we can't close up our nation, or you're not going to have a nation.
Mr. Trump said U.S. has a vaccine that's coming, it's ready, it's going to be announced within weeks. Biden assailed President Trump as having no plan to stop a dark winter of coronavirus deaths. Biden said anyone who is responsible for that many deaths should not remain as President of the United States.
220,000 Americans dead. Anyone who's responsible for that many deaths should not remain as President of the United States of America. We're in a situation where there are 1,000 deaths a day now, and there are over 70,000 new cases per day. The expectation is we'll have another 200,000 Americans dead between now and the end of the year. If we just wore these masks, the President's own advisors have told him, we could save 100,000 lives.
This was the second and final presidential debate before November 3 elections.
On to sports. In IPL cricket, Chennai Super Kings will clash with Mumbai Indians in Sharjah today. Earlier, Sunrisers Hyderabad thrashed Rajasthan Royals by 8 wickets to keep their playoff hopes alive in Dubai last night. With this win, Hyderabad moved to 5th place in the points table with 8 points, while Rajasthan were pushed down to 7th place with 8 points. Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. The national capital Delhi will have mist with minimum temperature recorded at 14 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be around 34 degrees. Mumbai will have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Minimum temperature was 24 degrees. Maximum will be around 33. In Chennai, there will be generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Temperature will hover between 25 and 33 degrees. Kolkata will have a generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Minimum temperature in the city was 26 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 28. Onto the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, minimum temperature was 16 degrees in Jammu, while maximum will be around 32. The city will have a mainly clear sky. In Srinagar too, the sky will be mainly clear. The temperature in Srinagar will hover between 3 and 24 degrees. Leh in Ladakh will have a mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was -5 degrees. Maximum will be around 20 degrees. Gilgit and Muzaffarabad will experience mainly clear sky. Temperature will hover between 4 and 27 degrees Celsius. In Gilgit and Muzaffarabad, minimum temperature was 10 degrees. Maximum will be around 30. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister and senior BJP leader Narendra Modi launches his election campaign for Bihar Assembly elections from Sasaram, says opposition is misleading people on new farm laws. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi holds 2 rallies. BSP Chief Mayawati addresses election meeting in Kaimur today. COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 89.53%. Active caseload of country falls below 7 lakh for the first time after nearly 2 months. Mahasaptami is being celebrated across the country with religious fervour and gaiety. And in IPL cricket, Chennai Super Kings to clash with Mumbai Indians in Sharjah today. And with that, we end the midday news.